Hello, my friends. Another player satisfaction survey has gone out. I don't know how long this will be live, but I'm going to put the link to it in the description of this video. So if you want to go take it for yourself, go ahead. It should take about 20 minutes to complete, is what they estimate. That's usually about how long it takes me, is like 20 to 30 minutes, but I'm also like reading through because I usually do these in a video, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go through the video with you, or not the video, the survey with you. As a spoiler, I have seen a couple of the questions, one of them being, how fun is it to play against cheaters? I think it's like a question. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this. Obviously, go do it yourself. Make sure you get your voice heard and everything, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of get a sneak peek of what types of questions we're dealing with. So, first one, right off the bat. Overall, how satisfied are you with Dead by Daylight? I would say, my experience, I'm pretty satisfied. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? Dead by Daylight is fun. Yeah, I think it is. Dead by Daylight is worth the time I spend on it. Sure hope so. I feel that the game is fair. Yes, I think it's in like one of the best states that it's been in since release. What country do you currently reside? I'm in the US. Two. Which role do you play the most? I do play both, but I do play Survivor more often. And I only play on PC right now. What platforms do I own? I do own a PC and an Xbox One. When did you start playing Dead by Daylight? Back in 2020. How often do you play Dead by Daylight with friends? Rarely. Like I do like once a week. Maybe twice a week, and I'm playing like every day. So I would say even like 25% of the time is generous. But how many days a week do you spend at least 30 minutes playing Dead by Daylight, 6 to 7? And how many days a week do you spend at least 30 minutes playing other video games? I don't play any other video games. Dead by Daylight is my life. My favorite game. So, how would you rate your experience with matchmaking in the last 3 months? The time, very positive. It has been. Do I even want to put very positive? Because I actually have complained about it being too fast. I usually like to use the time that I'm like queued up to like spend in the blood web because blood web takes forever, right? Because I usually like to use it for then, but it's been so fast that I can't even use the blood web. So no, I want to put positive, and I'm gonna put very positive because I think faster queue times is overall what everyone wants. Teammates matched with their skill level. Yeah, I would say I haven't had recently since they made like the last change to MMR. I haven't had anybody that's like obviously new. And when I do get other players who are Steam players, I do check their profiles out of just curiosity. And usually we're all like a couple thousand hours, so it seems pretty fair. Same with the opponents. Yeah, it gets iffy. The opponents part gets iffy if I'm in a SWIP. That's the only time that it's weird because I play with a couple of people who literally only play like 2 hours a week, and they're only playing with me. So, since the implementation of matchmaking incentives, how would you evaluate the matchmaking quality of your matches in terms of how fun a match is and how fair a match is? Like no change. Like nothing's changed as far as like the incentives. How often do you believe you play against possible hackers in your Dead by Daylight matches? Uh, Rarely. I actually like there have definitely been a couple of times where I'm like, that's sus. But I've never had like, or I have had actually in the past. It's been a while since I've had like, I had that ghost face hacker, the one that they modeled Trickster after. um, I had them a while ago, but that was literally before Trickster even came out. And then since then, there's like been a couple of instances, but I don't. really like dive into it too much to like care. There've been a couple of times. I would say rare. I would honestly put this at like 5 to 10%. Um, when playing as a survivor, how frustrating is playing with a survivor who is hacking? Extremely. Playing with a killer who is hacking? Extremely. When playing as killer, how frustrating is playing with a survivor who is hacking? Extremely. I hate hacking so dumb. Um, which of the following activities would you like to do while waiting in queue for a match? Other. I would like to level other killers' blood webs. I always use queue time. Um, maybe explore the store in the archives. I don't care about the rest. But I always use queue times to level up. And since it's been a couple of years, but they locked being able to like switch between killers once you're queued up. I would like to be able to like queue up as one killer and go spend my blood points on another. I would love that so much. In the most recent chapter release, the cost of blood web nodes was released. How satisfied or dissatisfied are you with your progression in Dead by Daylight after this change? You're very satisfied. I love that change. That was a great change. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? Reducing the cost of nodes will help me level up my characters faster. Yes. Reducing the cost of nodes will progress me faster in the game. Obviously. Reducing the cost of nodes has improved my Dead by Daylight experience. Neutral. I already had every perk. Like, it didn't really improve anything, but I am leveling faster. Because of the reduction in cost of nodes, I am motivated to play Dead by Daylight more. No, because I already have everything. Um, I imagine, I imagine for somebody who's newer to the game, this is going to be a strong, at least an agree, if not strongly agree. After reducing the cost of nodes, I feel like I spend too much time on the blood web. Yes, make the blood web faster. After reducing the cost of nodes, I feel like I have too many items in my inventory. Disagree, you can never. I'm a hoarder, and you can never have enough items. Okay. Have you tried the latest chapter? Yes, I've played as Ada. I've played as Rebecca. I have not played as Mastermind yet, actually. But I have played against him many times, like every match. What is your experience playing on the Raccoon City Police Station East and West Wing maps? By the way, normally I do actually play like the killer by this point. But I spent so much time trying to get Ada and Rebecca to Prestige 3 so I could have all of their perks that I have not touched him yet. Um, a moderate amount, I would say. And how did you hear about this trailer through the chapter spotlight, I guess? That was the anniversary event, right? They like showed the trailer. Um how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with the latest chapter? I'm very satisfied. I think he's an interesting killer. We got some decent perks out of the survivors. I love Rebecca. She's one of my favorites. Overall, how satisfied or dissatisfied are you with each of the following? The general theme of the chapter. I'm satisfied. I don't know anything about Resident Evil, by the way, so like I don't. The gameplay is killer. Yeah, the gameplay against killer. Love it. I guess that should actually be not applicable. I liked him in the PTB. I played him in the PTB, but I haven't played him on live servers. The technical performance of the chapter, neutral? Satisfied? I haven't had issues. I'm just gonna put satisfied. Did you play Dead by Daylight prior to acquiring this chapter? Yes. How familiar are you with the Resident Evil franchise? Not at all. When did you first play Project W? Launch day. Immediately. I think I even played it like during my lunch break at work. Relative to other characters, how powerful do you feel the Mastermind is? I would say slightly stronger than the average killer. Yeah. Like if this was like S, A, B, C, low C, D, F. Yeah. I think he's like a solid B, high B. I could see a case for him potentially being stronger than the average character, but I think he's oh, oh, didn't mean to switch that. He is stronger than the average, but I don't think he's like much stronger than the average. Following is a list of qualities that may or may not apply to any given killer. Please evaluate what degree each statement is true of the mastermind. The killer can surprise attack survivors with no warning. It's a little true. It really depends on the map and the perks. It's a little true. I've been snuck up on. This killer's power reduces the effectiveness of pallet loops. Not true at all. Pallet loops are his greatest weakness. Um, this killer's power reduces the effectiveness of hiding out of sight. No, not true at all. This killer's power creates audio cues that give survivors enough time to react. Yeah. I would say I'm between moderately and mostly. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't like to pick the middle of the road answer if I can avoid it. So I'm gonna go with mostly. But yes, I listen very distinctly when I'm running for him to bring up his tentacle. This killer's power creates visual cues that give survivors enough time to react. That one I'm actually gonna lower to moderately because I think you can hear him charging up essentially his bound before you can see it. Like it's a split second, it's a hair of a difference, but I think you can hear it before you can see it. Or maybe my hearing's just better than my sight processing or something. This killer is difficult to master, haven't played him enough to know. This killer's power allows the controlling player to take down survivors passively. No. 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 Because with that, I'm thinking like they go into the dying state passively. So it'd be something like Legion or Deathslinger where they put you in deep wound and if you don't mend, you go down. Or Trapper even, who like with the right add-ons. Eventually like some part of the power puts them in the dying state without the killer having to actually like be the one to put them in the dying state. No. Okay, that's how I'm interpreting that question. Not that they have a passive ability. This killer relies on a great deal of luck to injured survivors. No, no, I think he's very skilled, especially since like the changes they made since the PTB. I think it definitely requires some level of skill. The killer player must remain focused in order to use this killer effectively. Probably, but I haven't played him enough to be honest. This killer benefits from random environmental events. I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna not applicable. If survivors were using Survive with Friends, this would not help them against this killer. No. Right? Not true at all. That's not true. They're playing with Swift. It would help them. It would help. Yeah. I mean, he's not impossible to go against in solo queue, so why would why would Swift make that even harder? Um, when this killer's power activates, they are guaranteed to injure a survivor. Not true at all. Very dependent on where they're at in a loop, if they're in a loop at all. Wiretap. I love Wiretap. Okay. This just describes what Wiretap or active healing and low profile all do. Is it fun to play with the following survivor perks? Very fun. Low profile is not really fun at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. Reactive healing, somewhat, I would say. I think Wiretap's definitely the most fun. I had a blast. I went against a really, I wish I was recording. I went against a really good Oni who should have had me down in 2 seconds, but I wiretapped Shaq, and man, we kept the pallet up. I ran him through his whole power at Shaq, only because of wiretap and because I could wall hack essentially. What potential does each new survivor perk have to work well with other character perks synergistically? Um, Wiretap has Blast Mine and Repressed Alliance, and that's really it. I wish it worked with Open Handed, but it doesn't. So, like, a little. Reactive Healing, I would say quite a few. I have another video here on my channel where I did a whole reactive healing build, and it was only like one of possibilities. And low profile, I did another video about like a low profile review. I think it has moderate or quite, I'm gonna go with quite a few. I think low profile does have a lot of synergy. It's just like a very specific gameplay style that I'm not into. How would you rate the following features? Adawan appearance? Yeah, high quality, sure. Perks? Mm, yeah. Backstory? I haven't read. How engaging do you find the general feeling and theme of Ada Wong? Like moderate. I don't know. Okay. I think if I was more into Resident Evil, I'd be like super into it, but so better than new, reassurance, and hyperfocus. Um, how fun is it to play with the following survivor perks? Fucking love reassurance. Reassurance is my favorite new perk. Better than new, I haven't really played with, and hyperfocus, a little. Um, what potential does each new survivor perk have to work well with other perks synergistically? Um, better than new. Has a moderate. I've been wanting to do a build video around this. There are quite a few. It's a good support perk basically, and there are quite a few perks that you can stack with it. That'll be kind of fun. Reassurance, again, moderate. I think there's a few out there. And then hyper focus, another moderate. I think they're all moderate. Obviously some of these synergies are stronger. Hyper focus with stakeout is way stronger than better than new with leader. But like uh I think the amount of synergy is moderate for all of them. How would you rate the following features? Her appearance, Rebecca's cute, high quality. Her perks, very high quality. Great perks. And backstory, I don't know. Moderately engaging, I'm sure. Okay. How satisfied or dissatisfied are you with gameplay on the Raccoon City police station maps? As killer? Mm. I would say as survivor, satisfied as killer. It's rough still, but it's an indoor map. Compared to other indoor maps, how easy or difficult are the following? Finding generators is it's easy enough. Finding hooks is actually a little bit difficult. Navigating around the map is fine. Memorizing the layout of the map, this one was actually harder. This update was rough. Escaping the killer in a chase, just too easy. Um, enduring sometimes I don't even try to lose the killer, and I enduring a survivor in a chase, that's fine. Finding a hiding spot when the killer is nearby is much too easy. Seeing survivors from afar, impossible. There's walls, man. Patrolling generators as the killer. You know what? I'm gonna say too difficult from a hearing perspective, because actually, like what I do is you don't have to see a generator to know it's been worked on. You can just be nearby, even on a different floor, and you can hear if it has progress, how far along the progress is, if somebody's actively working on it. You can hear all of that. But if you're deaf or hard of hearing, you can't, obviously. And mobile actually has like a mechanic built in where you get like a little visual cue when a generator like has some progress nearby. We don't have that. I wish we did. So I would say it's too difficult because it's not accessible. In what way, if any, does the size of the map impact the following activities? Finding generators. It's a good size. Finding hooks. It's slightly too big for hooks, but it's not that it's too big, it's 2 stories. Navigating around the map. It's a little big, I'm not gonna lie. Memorizing the layout of the map is slightly too big. Escaping the killer in chase. It's a good size for that, I guess. Entering, fine. Finding a hiding spot is that's fine. Seeing survivors from afar is way too big for this. And patrolling generators as a killer is too big. If any, which Raccoon City police station map do you prefer? East Wing. Yes, I like East Wing. That's one where you get the roof, I think. Do you watch official chapter trailers? Yes. When do you watch them? During the PTB launch, I guess. To what extent do you agree or disagree with the following? Watching the official chapter trailer impacts my excitement for the new chapter. Yeah, I think it does a little bit. Benny, how do official chapter trailers impact your excitement for a new Dead by Daylight chapter? I like the aesthetics. How would you rate the current length of in-game character biographies? Don't read them. Website character blog posts. I don't read them. In-game archive. I don't read. In general, when do you read information about Dead by Daylight characters? I don't. I don't. I did. We did a podcast. I read them all. I hated reading them. I'm not gonna lie. That was the worst. Doing the homework for the podcast. I loved the podcast. I loved the concept of it and talking about it. But reading and doing that research, you know what? I'm just gonna actually here. Much too long. Much too long. Oh, God, I read them in my free time. Yeah, whatever. When reading character background and biographies, which of the following interests you the most? None. I don't. I don't. I don't. In your own words, what elements could be added to interest you even more in completing the archives? Ooh, bonus BP or shards for completing an entire tome. So you know how you have like the 4 levels for each tome? If you complete an entire tome, what if it gave you like 10,000 BP or more, way more than 10,000? What if it gave you like 50,000 BP or like 1,000 shards or something? That would be awesome. I would love that. If some cosmetics would only exist in the game for a limited time, purchasable for only for a few weeks, which of the following limited time cosmetics would you prefer? No, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Wait. Oh, wait, no, not the purchase. Okay, hold on. Actually, actually, for the events, I like them for the events. They did this for Michaela last year in the Doctor, and then they did it for this anniversary. I like when they're limited for the events. I don't like this for the chapter releases. I don't, okay, basically, here's my thought about it. Oh, look, there's a box here. If any, what are your concerns with limited time cosmetics? Um, I like when they are limited to events. It feels fun and exclusive to be like, I was there when. However, I don't like the idea of cosmetics being limited for purchase. That feels too exclusive and not fair for players who can't afford them immediately and may need time to save up for purchase. If they can even purchase it at all. Okay, next. In the past 2 months, how would you describe the current length of a match of Dead by Daylight? It's honestly a little short. They've been pretty short. I don't know about you guys. My matches, all the generators are done in less than 5 minutes. It's usually like 4-ish minutes. Less than 5 minutes, gens are done. And then end game is usually, if it's a fun end game, it's another like 5 minutes. So like 10 minutes, which feels normal. Like a 10-minute match, it feels normal. But when you think back on it and you're like, wow, 6 minutes of that 10-minute match was just end game. And no, don't get me wrong, I love end game. I think it is the most exciting. But for half or more of the match to be end game is weird to me. What do you believe is the ideal length of a match of Dead by Daylight? Slightly longer than it is now. I think like 12-ish minutes is fine. Because right now, most of my matches are actually like 7 to 8 minutes. Like I said, gens get done in like 4 to 5 minutes, and then it's another like 1 to 2-ish minutes, maybe a little bit longer for us to make sure everyone's good to go and we all get out. I don't know if that's different for other people or not. This is just me and solo queue. Um, I don't know if other people have shorter matches or longer if they're Swift or solo queue or whatever, but I don't know. I think they should be a little bit longer for my gameplay. Um, which of the following behaviors would most make you consider stop playing Dead by Daylight? I'm sorry. Survivors repeatedly crouching. No, teabagging's funny. Okay. No, this is okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm reading ahead. Survivors playing with friends. Okay. I'm gonna get a screenshot of this. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to get roasted already on Twitter for. Hold on. I'll mark this again. Stop. That's so funny. Okay, I screenshot that question. Make you consider stop playing. Okay, really honestly, I don't know what would make me actually stop playing the game. But what I would say what like is super annoying to me is anytime people DC, especially other survivors. When a killer DCs, it's like it's whatever. Like the match ends, GG's. We all laugh at them and we move on to the next match. But when another survivor DCs, like they throw the whole game for everybody. It's super annoying. Um Survivors abandoning their teammates, I think, is also really shitty. Like, honest, like from a killer perspective, I hate that shit. Um, Players using bugs or design flaws to gain, yes, absolutely. The killer hooking the same survivor multiple times in a row, no, it happens. Whatever. Teabagging is funny. It makes me play the game more. Um, the killer standing too close to a hook, camping. Survivors blocking the killer when carrying another survivor. No, I love that shit. As a killer, I love that shit. Killer leaving a dying survivor on the ground. Yeah, that's annoying as hell, actually. Playing with friends and none of the above. But even that, like, that's just 4 minutes of my time. That's whatever. A player disconnecting, if it's not the killer, if a survivor disconnects, that match can go on for forever. You get a long ass fucking match from that shit. No, that one annoys me the most. Is like up the DC penalty. Solve the hacker crisis and up the DC penalty. And yeah, survivors abandoning their teammates and then just using bug like exploits and shit for advantage. Hate that. What category of video content do you usually stream on demand? Pretty equally TV shows and movies. What type of content do you prefer watching when streaming video on demand? Ooh, sci-fi, definitely. History, documentaries, um, drama, and thrillers. I think is that I love biographies. Yeah, I think that's good. I guess horror. Yeah. Which of the following platforms do you find yourself using the most? This, 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 this. What are all of these? Stars. Okay. Which platforms do you use the most often to follow Dead by Daylight social media? Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Which of the following types of social media posts are you most interested by? Behind the scenes of game development. Short form, short form tutorials. Interesting game analytics and statistics. Promoting fan-made content. Yeah, I think that's nice. Promoting non-streamer content creators. Yeah, I think that would be great. Promote some like TikTokers. Because there's a lot of Dead by Daylight. They are streamers, but a lot of Dead by Daylight creators who I found on TikTok that I enjoy so much. Long form tutorials with more details, yeah. Jokes and memes, yeah. Yeah. Quick game tips and tricks, yeah. Ways for me to engage more, polls, contests, yeah. You know what? I love this all. This I love all of these. Can we think of another one? Can we add something to this? Um, I'm just gonna go like I can type the TikTok. Okay. All right. What format, audio, video, and image of Dead by Daylight content do you find most appealing? Ooh, quick game tips and tricks. Um, I think this in video or image showing form in that. Promoting streamers, image and text content, long form tutorials, I would say video, promoting non-streamer content creators, text and image, promoting fan-made content, image, jokes and memes, and video and audio. I think you do a lot with that. Behind the scenes of game development, audio, video, image, interesting game analytics. I like pictographs. Ways for me to engage more. Yeah. TikTok. Video content. Okay. Cool. I'm a little female and I'm old. This many. How would you describe your experience level? I'm gonna be bold. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm a couple thousand hours in. I'm just gonna not veteran. I think I need a few more years to be a veteran, but yeah. Do you have crossplay enabled? Yes. Anything else to share with us? Hmm. 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 At this time now, I think I'm good. All right. That was the survey. Again, link is in the description. if you are interested, I definitely recommend it. I took my time. I read through a lot of these really slowly, so that's why this video's over 30 minutes. But normally, yeah, it's like a 20-ish minute long survey, so it shouldn't take you long. Go out there, fill it out, make sure your voice is heard, and have fun. I'll see you in the fog. Bye!